How's it going, Lone Riders? My name's Andrew and I am the head of product here at Lone Rider. We make motorcycle equipment and I go through the process of how we develop it. So if you're new here, that's what we do. And if you like that stuff, head down, below the video and hit that subscribe button and that like button. Let's get into it. Okay, that was actually quite a good intro. My last video, somebody commented that I looked depressed. No, just exhausted. We're cranking out products. Black Friday's coming up, and there's a lot going on at the moment. We're trying to prepare for next season as well. It's ending. The season's ending. Yes, it's ending like literally now. It's getting cold in the northern hemisphere. But we also have to look into the future and look at shipping times and product development times and like manufacturing times. So it's actually a really busy part of the year for me. So let's just jump into the computer and have a look at what we're going to talk about today, and that'll be rear rack plates. Okay, sure, it doesn't sound that interesting, but hear me out. It's quite integral because we don't want our products to be falling off the bike or people getting frustrated, it's not working, and all this security issues and all this kind of stuff. So let's jump to the computer and I'll show you where we are at the moment and what we're thinking about and our thought process, because we're pivoting now. We're pivoting and we just want to run it through you guys to make sure if there's any other ideas out there that we could use and integrate into this product. So if you do have any ideas, if you do have any feedback, if you do have experience with your product or what you want, just tell me what you want and down in the comments down below, and we'll look at those and try and integrate them into this product, because this is like crowdsourcing info. There's a lot of people out there around the world driving in all different types of conditions, having all different types of experiences. So if we can get all those ideas into one place, we can make that awesome product and just a kick-ass product. So let's just jump into the computer and have a look. Okay, what's a rear rack plate? A rear rack plate is essentially an extension of the back of the bike behind the passenger. And here you can do quite a few things. You can tie down bags. That's what it's essentially for. Do top box, add top boxes to it, and also take, petrol and extra stuff like this and attach it to the bike, because sometimes the back part of the bike is just not so compatible with all these different products. Why we're talking about it is because we're developing a new product. It's the top box. It's on the right here. This is the base design, the first design that we did. We're still working on that design, but we're going to sort out the attachment system first before moving on to this, because it's actually quite important how we attach it, and that will result in the design of the actual top box itself. So we'll come to that video later. So if you're not, subscribe, and that'll come in a few months or a few weeks. We'll see. So essentially what we're trying to solve is the connection between the bike, the KTMs, the BMWs and the HDs to our top box. And in the middle, we have kind of like an adapter that'll fit between these two parts. So generally the back, or the section at the back, is always different on different bikes and different manufacturers. So we need some kind of like an adapter or a universal adapter that fits in the middle, so we can attach everything we want to the rack. The thing is, we need this because we want to control the interface between the top box or the bags on the back and also the bike. That means we can control it better, we can have a better fit, it fits more parts. So that's what we're trying to look at today. First question, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. It's like a form. If you'd fill that out, you just need your email address because of spam, to stop spam, but we don't collect those emails. And just you can vote on all this later on. So yeah, in the link in the description, there's a link to a Google Forms. From there you can choose which one you like. So A, do you like this kind of form where it's bent down on both sides? Do you like a flat system, completely flat, like the B, the middle one? C, with a lip at the front. D is plastic injection molding. I prefer not to go this way because tooling is quite expensive. Do you like that style? And I think this style is it's pretty rough, but I mean, we can do probably better than this, but that's the plastic system. And then you have E, which is curved up on both. And F is just the original connection to the rack, and something else. Like basically here I want to figure out, like, if you've had experiences with any of these or any kind of back plate, just let me know, because then I can widen my scope of information and build that into the products. For example, you can see here the bevels are quite round on these ones, and that is to stop the webbing, rubbing, and like breaking, essentially like 600D webbing or something when you tie something down. basic things like that are obvious, but maybe there's something you don't know, or how we can push this product, this very basic, a bit wider, and try and do as much as possible. So our first design, this is our first time. We actually got quite far down the track, and we were designing the connection system, and we were looking at this 3-point system. It's a very traditional system, very old. It's been around for 20, 30 years now, and we're looking at it, and we got to a point where we started calculating how much that would cost, and how we would manufacture it, and the costs were climbing because we had so many parts. So when you're designing a part, every part costs money, and then you've got to multiply that piece within the part as well, so the cost can add up very quickly. 20 cents might not seem a lot, or $1 might not seem a lot to you, but when you're doing that 1,000 times or 10,000 times, that's $10,000. It adds up very, very quickly. And you do that if, for example, some of my products had like 175 pieces in it, and if they all cost $1 each, which they can do at least minimum, then yeah, you're going to have a $175 product. You can't ship it. People just won't buy it. So we looked at this and we thought, okay, it's a good system. It works really well, but it's complicated. The cost is one thing, but also replacement parts. It's got a lot of moving parts. If these parts break, we've got to make tooling for them as well, which is extremely expensive. Like the plastic injection molding tooling is not cheap. So we just want to refine that product down. So that means we start at the top with a grand idea, and then we come closer and closer and closer to the end product. So we developed this quite far, this concept with the 3-point connection point, but now we want to look at another thing and get your opinion. So I like this idea. It's good, it's stable, it's had a lot of history behind it, and it works. There's a few comments I've seen around saying from the security point of view it's not as good, but we'll come to that after. This is the new kind of angle that we're looking at going. Okay, it's pretty rudimentary. It's just the CAD form just to show you guys what we're talking about. Essentially, it's 4 feet that go into the rear rack plate. The rear rack plate would have the attachment system on it, not the box. So there's two good things about this. First, we have 4 points of attachment, and that means that it's more stable. So we can connect one more point to the bike. So that means we have one more fixing point, one more interface. The second thing is I can hide away all these tools and all the mechanical parts on the bike away from the box. That means we have more space inside the box, and we also have less leverage, so people can't wedge it off. People can't get their tools in there and rip the box off. So we're heading towards this kind of direction now. So tell me what you think, and in the form and in the comments, and yeah, and if you've seen some of this before, if someone else has used this concept before, I don't know, and then see if you've used it before or made a similar or something similar to this, or you've seen it on another application outside of luggage, motorcycle luggage, and it worked well. Because a couple of years ago, during the COVID pandemic, right in 2020, I did actually develop the MotoBags quick release system, and it had a similar concept with 4 points, and I found that to be quite strong. And this is the design I'd made here. So it didn't come, we actually made the tooling for it, we pushed it quite far, but we never manufactured it because of cost, and we actually pivoted as well. So we pivoted halfway. But essentially it's not balls like not circles like you saw in the last image. These are kind of like flat lines. And I'll show you how it works. You fit this part to the back of the bike, which is a injection molded part. It's white. That's because this nylon that we use, they didn't have black at the time, so we just made it out of white. But that fits to the rack. It's permanent there. Fits on with 4 pucks very easily. And for offset racks like this one, it's got 4 pucks, 1, 2, 3, 4 at the bottom, and that's for your offset system. That stays on the bike. And so does the locking attachment system here. So what happens is on the back there you have kind of like a latch. You have a latch, and that slides into this here, which is moves in and out, and this has got a locking system integrated into the product. So it's really easy. I just want it to be super easy, so that the quickest on the market, I reckon. Definitely. Just all you do is put the bag, obviously you have the bag, you line it up, chuck it on, and you're good to go. So you just put it onto the bike and you're good to go. It's not coming off. So that was in 2020, that's why I'm at home. Everybody was locked down at that stage, remember those days? that was way back then, and we were developing it then. It got it quite far. It worked. It really worked quite well. It worked quite well. Let's go to full screen again. Let's go. Yeah, it worked quite well. And that's why we don't use the round parts. The model that you saw, the part, like the sample that I was showing you in that video from 2020 had round attachment points. These have straight attachment points. And what that does is just line everything up much smoother and doesn't get caught anywhere. So these fine kind of adjustments we've already worked through. All these problems we've already worked through. So it's just applying it to a different application on top of the bike, not the sides of the bike. So essentially I'll ask the question, what's better, 3 points or 4 points? So just think of it like a chair. 4 points are much more stable than 3 points. So yeah, okay, I'm a bit biased towards the 4, but we know that the 3 points work. With the positives with the 3 points, there's probably less parts essentially at the base there, and it's less mechanical parts that we need to spring load into the locking system and stuff like this. Positive is that the box is flat on the bottom, and when you've got the 4 points, it's got it'll have little lips or little parts there that'll stick out, but we can replace those parts for a start, and also it'll be plastic, so it's not going to crack tiles or something if you drop the back or the top box onto the ground and stuff like this. So there's positives and negatives for both, but if you have any experience with either of them, just let me know. But I think the 4 point is a bit more stable, especially riding, and I can make it more secure. I can make it safer. I can make the whole box really safe on the back there. Probably better than the 3 point system. So yeah, also in the link down below for the form, you can choose one of these ones that you like or you prefer, and just give feedback of maybe other ideas that we can add on. And yes, we can put the MotoPegs format in there. I've already talked to the MotoPegs guys, and I've got the template for that, so that's no problem. But we probably won't be including any other kind of aftermarket product. Essentially just that. We'll be adding it to, we're making it work with the Overlanders soft package that we produce and things like this, and all our bags. So is there anything else that we should take into consideration? Because there are a few things on the market now. You can see here there's like there's a top rack plate, rear rack plate on top, the classic one, and then there's a passenger seat one as well. Do you guys want that? Is this something that you're interested in? Over here they make they take the top case and they've got a little trolley system, which is, I guess, is pretty cool if you're, I guess it's good. It's a lot more weight and stuff like this, but I don't know. I don't need it. I wouldn't use it, but maybe you do, and maybe it's important. I'm not designing for me. I'm designing for you guys. Down below here, you can see that there's an extension kit they've designed. I don't know who the brand of this is, but they've designed in an extension kit for their product. So if you've got bigger bags for big tours, you can just add it on and take it off, which is quite interesting. Or you've got this one here which folds out, so you can really compact it when you're not needing it and open it up when you need that space. Is there anything else that we should think about when designing this rear rack plate? So that's basically it. If you like that video, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments down below what we could really integrate into this system, especially the attachment system, the top box to the rear rack, if you use the 3 point or 4 point, and some ideas around that. If you have any, let us know in the form and in the comments, and I'll catch you soon.